All right, you guys knew it was only a matter of time. Brops is alive. Holy shit, I'm uploading to my own channel. This is incredible. We have to talk about this piece of shit. Oh, what what's that? What what's that logo, alien? Please share your wisdom with us. Oh, the P320 is fucking retarded. Oh. So, for all you safety people, no mag. We're good. We're good. All right. You guys know for the longest time, I've been a professional hater. Honestly, I've been hating on this platform since fucking 2017. And I'm not trying to claim that I'm the OG hater of the P320, but I am. Now, mind you, this is not mine. One thing that I found out this year is that, and this is kind of a rule for me now, from now on, I'm going to assume that if you want a P320, you're fucking retarded, right? So this is not mine. Is from a friend of mine who can't own guns because this person is a dipshit, right? So you're being retarded and you own a 320 and now you can't have guns for 2 years. Kind of like being retarded kind of goes hand in hand. So yeah, so now I have 5 of these abortions right over there on my shelf. This one though is special because this is the one that actually does the thing. Like you actually do the little trigger thing, and then it just goes off. Although that felt like my trigger. That felt like my. I don't know. I've seen people do it. Yeah, see, and then I no like that was not the entire trigger pull. Like the full trigger pull is this there. So it went off, right? So let's do it again. So that's the entire trigger pull. There. So it's a little bit. There it goes. So this one does it as well. And here's the rest of the trigger pull that I'm missing. There. So this one does it. So what a fucking piece of shit. All right. So as a professional hater of the P320 for years, I have been talking shit about this platform. But it's funny because everybody is focusing on the mechanical issues, which are important, and I suspect it all the way back in the day. But one of the things that made me despise this platform more than anything was this little bit of marketing right here. So, like, let's take a look at this, right? So, mind you, this ad right here has been scrubbed from the internet. I have saved this picture probably 20, 30 times since 2017 to make sure that I have it, right? And just to make sure I'm not going crazy, as I was editing this video, I thought to myself, you know what? I need to show proof that this ad exists, because if you like, I'm not fucking kidding. If you go on the internet and you look up, "We'll take it from here," it's fucking hard, if not impossible, to find it. So because I was thinking to myself, like, am I going fucking crazy? Um, I have proof that is it's not just me. So here you go. So this is from Glock Talk, the forum, right? And then there's someone here, December 28th of 2016, and they're talking about, hey, Sig has an ad for the P320 and American Rifleman. American Rifleman, that's the fucking magazine that I was talking about. And it said, picture this a P320 in the foreground and behind, blah, blah, blah. Everything that I've been talking about, like they're talking about, like, we'll take it from here. So I'm not fucking crazy in that sense, but at least about that, I'm not crazy. So it does exist, right? Like, it's not like it was a meme. It's just other people saw it. Other people fucking saw it. I'm not the only one that saw it. So again, I'm vindicated. So back to the video. So the ad, I saw it on like some sort of like Recoil magazine or whatever. I was in Afghanistan in 2017, and I read this and I was like, you know what? All right, it's a bold claim, right? We'd like to thank our competition for paving the way in polymer pistols. We'll take it from here. That's that's a bold move, Cotton. It's a bold claim, and especially because you have the Glock back here, you have the XD, you have the MMP over here, and then back there, I think that's a Walther. I think that is a Walther. Yeah, it might be the Walther, and then down here, that was the initial campaign for, and you can see this is the OG trigger, right? That's the one that initiated the recall, but they called it a voluntary upgrade. Fucking assholes. So, cleaner, crisper, short trigger reset, three grip sizes for the perfect fit. Even though ergonomically speaking, this pistol is fucking retarded. Actually, I've been making I've been making memes for the longest time. This was one of my favorites. Because I basically like redesigned their pistol, kind of like a logo almost, but like yeah, there's no need to infuse tungsten powder in a polymer frame to reduce muzzle rise if you just lower the bore axis of the weapon and make the space between the slide and the frame smaller. And you also add an aggressive forward wrist angle. I mean, like, look at this shit. Like, I would much rather shoot something that looks like that. And my Photoshop job is fucking hilarious. I did that on my phone. It's science. It is. It's science. Fuck off. Um, but yes. So going back to the topic. So this ad came out in 2016, 2017, and I saw it on this Recoil magazine when I was in Afghanistan. And oddly enough, that's when the Omaha Outdoors video came out where they were able to prove that it fires when dropped, right? And it pissed me off because it's like, if you're gonna make this bold ass claim, like, we'll take it from here, not only that, but you're gonna put all the other polymer pistols in currently in the market behind it. It's like, okay, okay, I'm gonna be honest about what this feels like. It was This feels like it was a bet between two drunk people that were like, why don't we make like the complete opposite of a Glock, because fuck them, like, fuck those fucking Glock snobs. Like, the Glock is just like the superior fucking pistol in the market or whatever. Why don't we grab a pistol that has no trigger safety, that has a stupid vertical wrist angle, and we make it super tall with a bore axis that is just completely opposite to the Glock, and then we win a military contract, and then we dethrone Glock as the best polymer pistol in the world, and then we establish this fucking abortion as the standard. That's what it felt like. That honestly is what it feels like this pistol is. It's like, it's the most childish example of digging your heels to protect a fucking disgusting, ergonomically and flawed design. The ergonomics of the platform was my biggest criticism, but now come to find out, there's a bunch of shit that's wrong with the internals apparently. Now someone filed a patent apparently that fixes it, offered it to Sig, and Sig was like, "Nah, fam, we're good," which is kind of telling of the status of this fucking piece of shit. So, but what what a fucking claim to make, right? Because, like, if you're gonna make that, it's like hyping up your dick to a chick, and then all of a sudden, just like, when the time comes, it's just, I see this ad, and the Omaha Outdoor video comes out, and ever since then, I've always had like this weird vibe about this pistol, because it feels like it's they made this pistol out of spite.
But the P320 is, I think, the gun that there's so much emotional investment in that gun.
There it is. He said it, right? Or the P320. Let's listen to it again. And mind you, James Reeves, this is the only little piece of the video that I'm talking about. Please don't fucking sue me, because I can't afford it.
320 is, I
320. They're asking them, what's the gun that you're
pissed
most
off right
proud
now
of?
because I didn't say the P210, so I'm actually going to introduce a third gun. But the P320 is, I think, the gun that there's so much emotional investment in that gun.
Being emotionally invested in a design that's flawed, it really reinforces the whole concept of the two drunk dipshits and Ron Cohen stepping into Sig and trying to make this a thing. This is like that one movie of like, you keep trying to make this gun a thing, and just don't stop. Like, it would have been so much different if you guys would have put this piece of shit out there, and it had issues, and then you fixed it, and you issued the recalls, just like you've issued recalls for fucking everything else. Like, the Cross had a recall, the 360 had a recall, no, the 365 had a recall. What else? I've heard of issues with their ammo. We've had issues with their match grade ammo. I've heard issues with the suppressor line as well, that they've been kept under the wraps. Um, I've heard of a lot of issues coming from this fucking company where like a lot of employees are just jumping ship because they know that they're gonna sink, and it's a shame because 6 hour. I mean, I have a 516 rifle. You can see the buttstock over there. It says 516. This is like sixth version of the 416, I guess the HK 416, and mind you, it's quad rail. It's a fucking expensive. It was close to $2,000, close to 2 grand. I put a loophole on it. You want to love this brand because of what the appeal, because of what it looks like, because of all everything that they offer. It's just that it almost feels like they're carrying too many things and they're dropping it, like everything, like right, like it's the person that doesn't want to do 2 trips with the groceries from the car, and then as they're going up the stairs, the fucking milk breaks, and you drop the eggs and you drop everything just because 2 trips are for pussies. And I'm kind of like that anyways. That was a bad analogy, but still, like 6 hour feels like they do not want to make 2 trips to the car to get the groceries, and they're just dropping the milk and the eggs and the bread and everything. And it's if we were talking about a cell phone, a guitar, a fucking whatever, right? But you're talking about something that should use to protect their lives. Like this could be used out and about when my wife and my daughter are walking around in a gas station, and this could be used to protect their life if I'm not present. Like this could be out and about just fucking discharging on its own if it happens. I mean, this one seems to do it. It's kind of crazy. You hold it a little bit and then it goes, right? And I have not fired the entirety of the trigger pull yet. Like that was just like getting to the wall and then just a little creep. And then if I do the entirety of the trigger pull, then you'll hear there. That's the entirety of the trigger pull. So like if I actually wanted to shoot around, like I'm gonna just fire the whole thing. Like this is the entire trigger pull. That's the whole thing. Boom. Goes off. Right? So like here, not trigger pull, and it goes off. And I still have travel. That's the end of the trigger pull. So there are issues. I mean, that my Glock doesn't do that. The trigger travel of my Glock is significantly longer. There's a fucking trigger safety, and for all you retards out there that are just trying to be like, oh, but the Glock does it too. It's like, dude, there's a trigger safety on the Glock. First of all, right? The trigger in the trigger travel all the way to the wall is considerably less. So even if the Glock did it, there's so many like inherent safety mechanisms to the Glock itself that will make it so this does not happen to the Glock, right? So yeah, I have like 5 of these and they fucking piss me off. They're fucking disgusting. So this is one of the things that nobody is talking about out and about this ad campaign, and this is actually what kind of like put just a bad taste in my mouth about this gun, right? Like it just terrible. I don't know if let's figure out the means because I have a ton of them. Let's see. Yeah, so check it out, right? So this is the P320 X5 and the P320 X5 Legion. So like honestly, you don't need to reverse osmosis infuse tungsten powder inside of your frame if you come up with a design that's inherently good just from the get-go. I made this meme when Q and 6 hour were getting into it. That was pretty funny. So that's me at Chacho. To those of you that don't know, I've been in the gun industry since 2016 or so. So that was around the time when I was so like the tan beanie. So that was me coming from Afghanistan. I was actually on a contract in Afghanistan during this shot show, and as you can see, I've been infiltrated deep behind enemy lines since 2016 or so. Yeah, so check this out, right? So like this is the other problem with 320s, and I've made videos about this when I used to work with A&R. Um, if you watch me present the Sig with the same wrist angle as I would the Glock, my front sight is hidden from me. So this is my wrist angle for the Glock. I'm not purposely trying to aim it lower. That's just like I'm gonna push it just like a Glock. Yeah, that's it. And it's just low, right? So, and as you can see, I mean, I'm showing it over here. You can see this is the wrist angle, and this is why wrist angles are so important, and why if you switch between these two platforms, you're fucking retarded. You probably shouldn't do that. because of this, right? Like sometimes you will end up shooting in between someone's legs at like 10 feet. That's a huge, huge difference. Sig in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, pulled out from SHOT Show. And that I've always thought that that's really interesting because the problem with SIG is that they want to control the narrative, right? So they control who talks to them. So if you go to New Hampshire, like we showed, like TFB TV, they'll show up, they'll talk to you because they invited you, right? But this whole thing of like, no, we're not gonna go to SHOT Show because it's not financially, it doesn't make sense for us. It's like, fuck off. You had the biggest, most beautiful booth in all of SHOT Show. It's like half of SHOT Show was 6 hour, right? And something tells me that the reason why they're pulling out of being in the public eye in that sense for trade shows and all that is because of that. It's because like journalists like myself can approach them and be like, hey, what happened to this? What happened with that? And now they're getting hit from all angles when it comes to this stuff. So me, I suspect that the reason you don't go to SHOT Show is because of this little guy right here. Because you know that a lot of people will stop by and ask you questions, and especially now where people have lost their lives, sadly. I don't know, man. As a OG professional hater of the Sig P320, I feel validated, and I feel like most of you will look at this video go like, yeah, if you followed me back in the day, all 60 something thousand of you, please stop. It's already dead. I know. That's why I haven't made any like in-depth videos because it's like, oh, P320, cringe. When the doctor measures your penis in inches instead of boraxes per wrist angles. My face when I'm asked about the new SIG, whatever the fuck, Legion LGBTQ X5 Scorpion. The Americanization of 6 hour and its consequences have been a disaster for the gun industry. There, I said it. Yeah, it insists upon itself. Honestly, they keep insisting upon itself. This fucking piece of shit. And the only thing that's worth noting about this platform is the FCU, like the fire control unit. It's a good idea, if the fire control unit was not inside this piece of shit frame, then yeah, like that's something the Glock could look at and be like, hey, this if let's say you fuck up the stipple in this frame, okay, you just take the FCU out and they get another frame, and then that's fine, right? Like Glock could learn a lot from that because if you fuck up the stipple on a Glock, that's a serialized item. You're fucked, right? You got to buy another one. That's another 4473, blah blah blah. Um, that's another background check, blah blah blah. And if you live in a communist state like me in Colorado, that's 4 day wait period and what the fuck ever. So yeah, it's the P320 keeps insisting upon itself. And this is what I was talking about, right? 6 hour will not exhibit at SHOT Show 2022, and I think still to this day they have not made an appearance. They do a range day at the Clark County range that I used to work at in Vegas. Um, but yeah, it's sketchy. It's fucking. I'm gonna try to make it to the next SHOT Show because I have not been able to go to the last two because of work. So I'm gonna try to make it to the next SHOT Show and see if they show up, which I don't think so. With everything that's going on with this piece of shit, I sincerely doubt that they're gonna make an appearance publicly like that. If anything, they're probably trying their best to hide their faces. But yeah, full circle, going back to this, that was a bold claim. And you know what, Sig? You did that to yourself. You did this to yourself. You hired some marketing fucking nerd that was like, this is the best shit since blowjobs were invented or, fucking sex. But you did this to yourself. This is the standard that you put on yourself. Like you said it yourself. We will take it from here. You haven't taken shit. Like you're not even close. If anything, this plus the performance of your pistol has made it so Glock doesn't have to fucking worry about marketing nothing whatsoever. Because you know what? A lot of people talk shit about Glock because it's like, oh, Glock releases the same product every year and everybody's like, woo. And it's like, yeah, you know what? But I know that the entire time that they spent testing the Gen 5, probably a decade. testing the Gen 5. Maybe there's a Gen 6 and Gen 7 that is being tested as we speak, and it's going to roll out. Kind of like the Glock carbine. I can probably talk about this. I've talked to people who have seen it, who have been to the Austria range, and have told me that they are working on a carbine. And when that thing comes out, I'm willing to bet that it's going to be ugly looking. It's going to be disgusting, like with a face that only a mother can love. But what I'm willing to bet you is that there's going to be no fucking recalls on it because that's how Glock operates. Now, Sig, on the other hand, you are the R&D department and the QC as well, allegedly, because you have to say that because I don't want to get sued. Um, yeah, so no, Sig, no, you are not gonna bang my mom. You are not gonna take it from here. Like you got to be realistic and set your expectations. Just because the military picked this thing up, which that's another conversation in and of itself. I mean, the amount of corruption that that contract like exhibited is pretty like noticeable because I mean think about it. You have big army, big DoD, and you have the soft side of the things. Like now, when I was in the military, we all wanted to be soft, right? So if you have a platform, which is the Glock, and soft, all of soft has the Glock. The Glock has the NSN, the supply and logistics. It's already established. Training, methodology, all that stuff. And if we, as combat arms people, want to be the best, and SOF is the best, then why don't we have the same weapon system? Why would you give the most inherently different platform ergonomically um, to because let's face it, like big army is not going to win a war with this, but if you ever wanted to switch over to soft where they do use pistols a little bit more, then at least you're a little bit more acclimated with the whole concept of shooting a Glock. But this is the complete opposite of a Glock because those two dipshits got drunk and tried to make it a thing, and it's not. You're not going to make it a thing. Stop trying to make this thing a thing. It's not going to be a thing. Like, just give up. So, yeah, Sig, you alone made that claim. We'll take it from here. We're just holding you to this to the standard that you set for yourself. So that didn't work. Fuck you. Try again. That's gonna be it for me. Okay, love you. Bye. Did you say it back? Okay, bye.